Most people think one parking spot is pretty much the same as any other. You're tired, you see a place to pull over, you stop. Simple. That's how the rest of us think about it. But here's the truth. Every experienced truck driver in this country carries an invisible map in their head. A list of places they will not stop after dark, no matter how tired they are, no matter how badly they need the spot. To them, some lots aren't a place to rest. They're a place to get robbed, siphoned, broken into, or boxed in with no way out. And they learned which ones the hard way, or by listening to the drivers who did. So what makes a parking spot dangerous enough that a professional would rather keep driving than stop there? Which places are the ones veterans quietly refuse to touch? And when almost every good option is full, how do the pros still find somewhere safe to close their eyes? Before we get into it, do me a favor and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always love seeing how far this trucking community reaches, and drivers, I want your additions to this list. If life on the road is your kind of thing, hit subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. Because this is one of those things nobody teaches you on day one. You build the map slowly, mile by mile, until avoiding these places becomes pure instinct. So let's count down 10 of the spots no seasoned trucker will park overnight, and then I'll show you how the good ones find safe parking instead. But first, understand why this even matters so much. By law, a driver has to stop and rest for hours before they can keep driving. And parking is scarce. There are far more trucks that need to stop each night than there are safe spaces to put them. Meanwhile, that trailer might be holding tens of thousands of dollars of freight, sometimes far more. Cargo theft is a serious, growing problem in this country, costing the industry billions of dollars a year, and it concentrates exactly where trucks sit still overnight. So a driver isn't just looking for a spot, they're making a safety decision every single night. Let's start the countdown. Number 10. The big box store or shopping center lot after hours. During the day it feels fine, busy, public, cameras everywhere. But once the store closes and the lot empties out, that same place becomes a dark, deserted square of asphalt on the edge of town, with no one around and often no permission to be there at all. Convenient at 9 in the evening. Isolated and exposed by 2 in the morning. Number 9. Highway on-ramps, off-ramps, and shoulders. When the lots fill up, desperate or inexperienced drivers park right on the ramp. And it's one of the worst choices there is, not just because it's usually illegal, but because a truck stopped on a shoulder is a sitting duck, both for a distracted vehicle drifting off the road and for anyone looking for an easy, isolated target. Veterans will drive on rather than take that risk. Number 8. Any unlit, half-abandoned lot. No lights means no witnesses. A place with burned-out lamps, empty buildings, and nobody around might look peaceful, but darkness is exactly what a thief wants. If a driver can't see who's approaching the truck, neither can anyone else. Number 7. The dead-end lot with only one way in and one way out. This is a subtle one that only experience teaches. A spot might look fine until you realize that if trouble shows up, you're trapped, with no room to maneuver 80,000 pounds, no second exit, nothing to do but sit there. Veterans always want an escape route. A place you can't quickly leave is a place they won't stay. Number 6. Unsecured industrial and warehouse districts, especially near major ports. These areas are quiet at night and full of valuable freight, which makes them a magnet for organized cargo theft. Parking alone among dark warehouses near a busy port, with no gate and no security, puts a driver right in the middle of one of the highest risk environments there is. Number 5. The isolated rural rest area, late at night, on a lonely stretch of highway. Now, plenty of rest areas are perfectly fine, and drivers use them all the time. But the remote ones, far from any town, cut both ways. That same isolation that feels peaceful also means that if something happens, help is a very long way off. Experienced drivers judge these one by one and trust their gut. But here's the part most people never think about. It's not only about the type of lot, it's about where in the country you are, because some entire regions are far more dangerous than others, and that's where the top of this list lives. Number 4. Certain lots around the Chicago area. Illinois has become one of the fastest rising cargo theft regions in the country, with the Cook County area a documented hotspot. Drivers running through know to be extra careful about where they shut down there. Number 3. The big southern freight hubs, the areas around Dallas, Atlanta, and increasingly Memphis. These are enormous shipping crossroads, which is exactly what makes them targets. Where huge volumes of freight move and park, thieves follow. Tennessee and Texas both rank near the very top for cargo theft, and Memphis in particular has been climbing fast. Veterans treat overnight stops in these corridors with real caution. Number 2. The California Inland Empire. The sprawl of freight yards and lots around San Bernardino and Los Angeles. This region, more than any other in America, is the epicenter of cargo theft. California alone accounts for the largest share of cargo theft in the country by a wide margin, and much of it is concentrated right here, where a huge portion of the nation's goods flow in from the ports. Ask a driver who runs the West Coast, and they'll tell you, you do not park loaded and unsecured in the wrong lot out here overnight, not if you can help it. And number 1, the most dangerous place of all isn't on any map. It's any spot your gut tells you is wrong, and you talk yourself into anyway. Every experienced driver has felt it, that quiet feeling that something's off about a place, overridden because you're exhausted, you're out of hours, and it's the only spot left. That's the moment things go wrong. Because the veterans who stay safe for 20 years aren't the ones with the perfect list of locations. They're the ones who never argue with that instinct, even when every excuse in the world is telling them to stay. So that's the list. But knowing where not to park is only half the job, because a driver still has to sleep somewhere. So how do the good ones actually do it? This is where all that hard-won judgment turns into a system. Veterans plan their stop hours ahead instead of scrambling at midnight. They know that arriving early is the single biggest factor in getting a safe, legal spot. They favor secured lots with a gate and a camera, even if it costs a little, and the yards of the shipper or receiver they're delivering to, behind a fence. They park nose out for a fast exit and back the trailer doors up against something solid so no one can get at the load. They keep the cab locked, stay aware of who's around before they settle in, and if a place feels wrong, they simply move on, tired or not. None of it is dramatic. It's quiet, disciplined, everyday caution. And it's the reason that on the vast majority of nights, all of this danger adds up to nothing more than a driver sleeping safely and rolling out at dawn. To most of us, a parking lot is just a parking lot, somewhere to leave the car and forget about it. We never see the country the way a driver does, as a map of safe and unsafe, of good instincts and bad exits, of decisions that actually carry weight. But now you know why a veteran will pass up 10 open spots to find the right one. It isn't fear, and it isn't paranoia. It's everything the road has taught them, and it's exactly why they're still out here, mile after mile, keeping the whole country supplied. Now I want to hear from you. If you're a driver, what's a place you'd add to this list? The kind of spot you'd tell every rookie to avoid? And if you've never driven a truck, did you have any idea how much danger goes into simply finding somewhere to sleep? Drop it in the comments. Every one of them helps more people discover the real world of trucking, and I read them all. If this gave you a new respect for what these drivers deal with every night, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet, because there's a whole lot more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.